Lou, on his own, former Common Council member going back into the 90s, on his own, has really pushed this drive to change the term limits in the city of Utica from 12 back down to where it was before that controversial change a few months back to 8, back to 8 years, term limits of 8 years. And yesterday they ran into a bit of an obstacle, Lou. It looks like the city clerk seems to want to help, but is advised not to certify these signatures. What's going on?
She was advised and threatened that if she didn't do it, they would take her to court.
Wow!
And this mayor and his staff of lawyers are really putting it to us as much as they can.
Yeah, have we ever looked at? I mean, you were on the Common Council, and you, I'm sure, have become even wiser in your years. The optics of this just don't look good.
They don't. It's a really a slap in the face to the people of City Utica. Yeah. He's using city monies to fight the public who wants something very sincerely and positive for this community.
And by the way, city money that will potentially keep him in office. So maybe he should be using campaign money to fight this.
He should use it, but he's using city money for it.
Yeah. All right, Manaski.
But you know what we're going to do today?
Okay, what's going to happen today?
We're filing with the Supreme Court to direct the city clerk to certify our 774 signature petition.
Okay.
That's going to be the big thing today.
Now,
I'm meeting with the lawyers at the courthouse to do just that.
So this might be one of 2 court appearances then, because if they were to rule in your favor, there's a good chance they could use the letter of the law to come back and say you're still not within the timeline to be able to pull this off for this election cycle.
Yeah, you're right. And, you know, despite the fact that we beat several other highlights in the timeline, we're supposed to get the signatures on the second petition September 7th.
Yeah.
We've got it August 21st. The Common Council was supposed to make a decision in 2 months. They made it in 2 weeks to support this effort.
Yeah.
You know?
So, Manaski has, Manaski, I believe, has timeline questions.
Yes. Lou, I don't want you to get the wrong idea. I think this is awesome what you've done.
And Lou, by the way, it's Manaski asking these questions. Yes. It's not me. I'm not going to
just for the record.
Listen, Lou, we see this with petition filing sometimes. People don't get a deadline. You had to get petitions. You have to get X number of signatures. There's certain rules you have to follow. There's a timeline in place here that doesn't line up with your filing. Now, my understanding is it doesn't mean people won't have the chance to vote on it. It just won't come until next year. So let me ask you this. The city
wait a
in.
minute. Stop there.
Yeah.
What? I have not been able to find the law that says if we don't do it this year, we'll do it next year.
Okay. Yeah. Well, maybe I'm wrong about that. But let me get back to the timeline.
So what you're saying there, that some have said, well, you can take all of these signatures and use them. You just use them for next year, and you're not sure of that.
No, I'm not sure of it at all.
Yeah, I don't think we can be sure of
that. I've heard people say that.
Yeah,
but that's about it.
Yeah, I'm not sure we can be sure of anything.
You said on the program yesterday, you acknowledged there was a deadline here, and I believe it involved your first filing that was not met. I mean, even if people are 100% behind you, there's a procedure in place and steps that need to be taken. You might not like what the city did, but they acted within the boundaries of the law and what the procedure was, my understanding. Do you think this might all be for naught?
You mean my effort?
Yeah.
My effort? That's a possible thing, but we're going to make the judge decide that.
Yeah. Well, and you know the funny thing though,
more than one judge.
The funny thing about judges is oftentimes it's very simple. It's very cut and dry. It isn't about emotion. It's not about I think this should be done. It's about the letter of the law, and when the law says it's got to be in by midnight on the 1st of July or whatever the date might be. You know, it's like I've oftentimes said, well, come on, I got my taxes in the next day. What's this midnight thing? I mean, give me a break. But you still get the fine. So I do worry that you might that Manaski might be right, and you might be in this position. But again, you would think though what your contention is, and correct me if I'm wrong, is the city the mayor's office could say, you know what, we're not going to hold you to that. We're going to allow this to go onto the ballot. It wouldn't be illegal to put it on the ballot, is what you're saying.
Well, that's what I hope he would say. But but again, what is that? Andrew is there? You're saying
that was Manaski, and Andrew's here as well. But Manaski was the one with the question of the time limit. I think we all kind of feel that way.
Yeah, right. You know, and that's true. And we're hopeful that that goes away. But the law is the law. You know something? When I did it the first time, I don't even remember that there were dates. I just went out and got signatures.
Right.
And I got two pair of signatures, and it went on the ballot.
Who was mayor at that time? Was it LaPola at that time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. Yes. But there we go. Now we got a different mayor, a different staff, and they're following the rule. You know, here's something. I mentioned it yesterday. When I was a city engineer, and I had a problem with law, I went to the law office, and Fred Nasser was a corporation counsel at the time, and I explained the problem I had.
Yeah.
You know what he said to me? How do you want me to interpret it?
Yeah.
I would have liked the corporation counsel to have the same approach.
Right.
How would we want him to interpret that law?
Yeah, let the people decide this. And there's nothing more American than putting something on a ballot and letting the people decide, especially when it comes to something like term limits. So, all right, Lou.
So can I? Wait, I have a funny joke that I want to tell you.
Well, I'm dying for this. Let's do it.
We got time for 10 of your jokes, to be honest.
Yes.
At the first, when I was circulating the first petition, I was at the Price Chopper store on Mohawk Street at the time.
Yeah.
And I was there quite a long time, and my wife was going to pick me up. She came to bring me some water or something. I got in the car, and I said, take me home. She said, what happened? I said, well, a guy came in. I came into the near where I was getting signatures. Yeah. And I said, sir, I got this petition on term limits. I said, do you know what that is? He said, yeah, I saw that nut Critelli on television. So that story, my sister loves to hear it from my wife all the time.
Is so funny.
And that nut Critelli still doing it.
That is funny. Well, listen, Lou, it all comes down to a major effort, and let's see what the court says. And who knows? Maybe the Corporation Council will come back and say, listen, we're going to put it on the ballot. It would be awesome. But that's a great story. That's really cool.
Bill, I appreciate your help, really.
Right.
You guys have been great to us.
All right, Lou. Thanks so much. Best of luck.
Bye-bye.
All right. And there's a guy, I think should be, no matter what comes out of this, he should be an example for everybody that this is his time. I mean, he's working to make his community a better place. And he's putting the effort in. 100%. Not paid to do it. It means, all it means is it's an effort he's doing to better the community. And we can't look down on that.